Hey guys, so I'm taking over the Hamilton Insta story, check it out, but I'm here with Genesis from Navy Pier and Anastasia from True Chicago. I just did a live on their account, so check it out and watch the amazing experience in the VIP. All right, who's ready for this view? Are you ready? Ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. I'm not gonna continue saying this. Oh my gosh. And then all by myself, don't wanna be all by myself anymore. Okay. Look around at how lucky we
Get
are.
off the stage! This isn't Hamilton!
Sorry. The wives are here. Hey, Kelly. Hey. Where are we at right now?
City Winery.
We're at the Dome in City Winery.
So cool.
So cool. Keep going. Right, so there's a huge line on all these others, right? Look at this one. It's reserved. It's reserved for us. Look at the guys making it happen.
Hi.
Down there earlier.
Ooh.
Staying out.
We are flying. Flying, I say. Flying. Sisters, Chicago! Hey, I'm Ari Afsar and I play Eliza in Hamilton, Chicago. Get ready for an awesome day taking over the Hamilton Insta story. I'm showing you my favorite spots here in Chicago. It's gonna be a great day. Hey, so I have huge thanks to Choose Chicago for curating my experience here in Chicago. I'm about to show you the cool first thing that we're doing here in Chicago. Hey, I am here at the Yard at ChicagoShakes Story, where right now they're about to have 700 seats here for Macbeth, which is opening April 25th, but it can, at a drop of a hat, change to 150, up to 700, or even more. It's crazy. Look around at how lucky we are.
Get off the stage!
Ari, where you at?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you ready for the show?
Yeah.
Let's kill
All right,
it. Let's
5,
do it.
6, 7,
Hey,
8.
Boom, pop.
Boom. Happy Women's History Month! Sisters, Chicago! Hey guys, it's Ari Afsar. I'm on a bridge heading home after a show. Just wanted to say thank you so much for following me. I had an amazing time sharing my favorite spots of Chicago with you. I hope you had fun. Make sure to follow me and stay updated.
Okay. Hi. We are here today with...
Hi, I'm Ari Afsar. I'm Ari Afsar, and I play Eliza Hamilton in Hamilton, Chicago. And I'm here on the Centennial Wheel on Navy Pier.
How does it feel?
It's crazy. It is so beautiful. The views are incredible, and also the glass bottom is a little scary, but also really, really cool.
Yeah. And is this your first time being here at Navy Pier, or have you been here before?
I have been here before, but it's been so long, and I've never had this type of experience, so I feel super VIP and classy.
Well, you are. Thanks for being with us. So I heard that you're kind of going around all Chicago today. You're taking over Hamilton's Instagram account.
Taking over Hamilton's Instagram account. Choose Chicago has curated an amazing experience for me here in Chicago, so that's been incredible. And it's so exciting that we were able to make a stop here at Navy Pier because it's one of the highlights of Chicago. It's such a beautiful part of Chicago.
Awesome. So we have some questions. So can you tell us a little bit about the role that you play in Hamilton?
So I play Eliza Hamilton, who is Hamilton's wife. And she is an incredible, powerful shero. She's really a shero of her time in the 18th and 19th century. And I am so honored to play this historical woman that we didn't really get to know about before Hamilton, and Lin-Manuel Miranda was able to shed light on Hamilton's story and also light on Eliza.
Yeah. Are there any memorable experiences throughout this whole, 2 years that you've...
I know. I think... Well, okay, I'll say one of the mess ups that we had. I think was in the very beginning of the show. We had the turntable, so part of the stage moves if you haven't seen it or not. But in the very beginning, the turntable decided to go and have a mind of its own and went 2 times around instead of 1. Mm-hmm. And so during the song Take a Break, I was chasing after Hamilton while I was singing, and I was having a really hard time keeping it together. I was laughing on stage. So that was one of the funnest experiences because it's live theater, right?
Yeah.
So you can't control things, and you have to be able to have fun on stage. So Miguel Cervantes, who plays Hamilton, and Jose Ramos, who plays John Lawrence Phillip, we all were just having a ball on stage and making the best of it. So that's one of the coolest experiences you're able to have with the people on stage with my fellow actors. Another cool experience was the first time I met Lynn, which is at rehearsal, the first day of rehearsal, and I was on my phone right behind him, freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, Lin-Manuel is right in front of me, and he turns around, he's like, hey Ari, and gives me this big fat hug, and I just was freaking out that he was the one who made the introduction. He's just such a cool and great guy, and it's really awesome to have him as my boss.
We're sure you've made a lot of friendships with the actors, both on stage and off stage as well. Any friends, any best friends that you have on there?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because now the show's been here for almost a year and a half. We started about 2 years ago. And so it's actually been a lot of change because it's been a long time. And so we always have people coming in and leaving. So it's, you have to build those friendships because we're here, we're doing the show, and it's going to be unique with the people on stage. Every single day is a different show. Yeah. So it's building those friendships, but knowing that everything has an end as well. So I'm able to have a lot of friends that are still in the cast and also who have left. I love them all. They're amazing.
Yeah. And I know that since you've traveled a lot, have you met any celebrities or have you had any conversations with anyone?
Okay, so during rehearsal, Lynn is a celebrity, but now he's also my boss, so it kind of feels a little bit different. Common was in our rehearsal process, which is really cool. And I also created I co-produced with Miguel's wife, his real wife, a charity for the ACLU last year. And so we had Common and Lynn send in videos sending their love for Chicago and the ACLU. So that was really cool. So I kind of feel
I'm pseudo friends with Common. And then Sarah Bareilles also came in during rehearsal. So it's like the bra, and she's like she went to UCLA. I was in UCLA. I was in a cappella, so I'm like, I look up to her a lot. But the Broadway community and the theater community is so tight and so real and humble and collaborative, so it doesn't feel, you have that initial like, oh my gosh, it's a celebrity, but then you realize like we're all the same. We're all human. We're all doing the same thing and trying to create art for the betterment of our society.
Yeah, and speaking about like, just your passion for theater, can you speak a little bit about like, what drove you into this career path?
I had no choice. I had no choice. I originally started at UCLA as a bio major. My dad's an engineer, my mom's an attorney, so like they were very supportive, but like also didn't know what to do. So I was meant to go in the other direction, right? Like bio major, math minor, that's the path that I was going down, but I kept going back to singing. I kept going back to acting. It was something inside of me that I had no choice. Because let me tell you, it's a really hard business. So if there was some other thing that made me happy, I'd probably go towards something else. Because there's a lot of rejection, there's a lot of disappointment, but there's something inside me that keeps wanting to do this. So I realized like I have to be true to myself. I have to be authentic to myself and do what I love. But then also realizing it's like so much bigger than just being on stage. It's so much bigger than just singing. Like art has the power to change the world. And so when I realized that, that was also another added layer of difficulty to art, but also realizing like that's like the legacy, right?
Yeah. Are there like any helpful pointers or tips for people that are aspiring actors, actresses?
So I think I always joke and I say like the time that I booked the role was at the very end of my audition. I was going in and out. Tommy Kail was in the room, who's like our insane director. Alex Lacamoire, who's our insane musical director. They're all in the room. And I was leaving the room at the very end, and I tripped over myself and almost fell flat on my face. And I, for a second, started having a panic attack. And I'm like, no, you have to laugh at yourself. And so I was like, well, I thought I nailed the audition until that part. And the whole room started laughing. And I joke, and I was like, I feel like that's when they saw my personality. That's when they saw my realness. And that matters sometimes even more than how talented you may or may not be, because you are working with people every single day for a long period of time. So you have to be able to be real and flexible. And so when they were able to see that aspect, that's when I think that they're like, all right, she's in.
Yeah. Well, okay. One more question before we sign off.
Yeah.
So Ari, where are you heading now after 2 years in Hamilton?
So this is my last weekend here in Hamilton, Chicago. It's so sad. I've had an incredible time, but tomorrow there'll be more of us. It's time for more people to experience the beautiful wonders of what Hamilton means and like joining the family. I'm always been working on my music. First and primarily, I'm a songwriter, so working on my EP. I'll be going to LA and Nashville, and then end up in New York, where I'm gonna continue the grind and like live that artist life. And a couple of exciting projects in the works that I hopefully can't wait to share with you soon.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being here with us. Any last words before we sign off?
I'm just super excited to be here. Make sure to follow me and keep up to date with all of the amazing things, and also follow the Hamilton Insta story to see the rest of like this incredible time here in Chicago.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, I'm Ari Afsar, and I play Eliza in Hamilton, Chicago. I'm here with Choose Chicago at the Shed Aquarium, taking over the Hamilton Insta story. Choose Chicago has created and curated an amazing experience, so be on the lookout for fun things. Yard at Chicago Shakespeare, where right now They're about to have 700 seats here for Macbeth, which is opening April 25th, but it can, at a drop of a hat, change to 150, up to 700, or even more. It's crazy, this theater, and I am so... Go. Oh, that's a sick boomerang!
A little teeny tiny dome is called a Tempiety. Now, more importantly, what is the London House?
This is crazy. This is crazy.
We've started about 2 years ago, and so it's actually been a lot of change because it's been a long time, and so we always have people coming in and leaving, so it's, you know, you have to build those friendships because we're here, we're doing the show, and it's going to be unique with the people on stage.
Hamilton, Chicago, and I am here at the Yard at Chicago Shakespeare Theater, and this is incredible. April 25th, Macbeth. You gotta come and see it because this theater is just amazing, and it's gonna be an amazing experience.